What's up, guys? Another knife review for you. This one's going to be on a teeny tiny. We've seen all these different Spyderco bug models. This is just a new one I have. This is the HoneyBee, which is model number C137P. Okay, you've seen my Spyderco bug before, which is actually right here. I'll do a direct comparison. It's still on my keys. And it's a pain in the butt to get off, so I'm just going to be leaving it on my keys for this video. But here you can see the difference in size. The bug is the smallest one. Then we have the HoneyBee, which I'm going to be talking about in this video. And then there's even a bigger one, which is called the Grasshopper. And pretty genius little idea to call it the bug series, since they all are smaller knives. They're all stainless steel. Okay. Here's the original bug open. And here is the HoneyBee. Very cool. As far as a one-hand opening, I actually never tried it before. I guess technically you can say yes. Not easily done, but anyway, all stainless steel. You can see the bug logo engraved in the front there, laser engraved. I'm coming close here for this, and you can see the detail. Very cool knife. Blade says Spyderco on it. Let me grab my loop here. I always have problems with the camera adjusting, but this loop always helps me. Anyway, right there in the blade says Spyderco. On the flip side, we have China, which unfortunately is where they're made, but it's no big deal. Like I said, as long as quality control is set and always checked, it shouldn't really make a difference where knives are made. But anyway, this is the next step up from the bug. Again, direct comparison here in size, just a little bit bigger. Put the blades next to each other so you can see that difference. Not much. You basically are gaining a lot more handle here, though. As far as actual specs on this knife, the blade itself is it's 1 5/8 inches long. Okay, it's a 3CR13, which is sufficient. I mean, for a tiny little knife like this, it does come razor sharp. And I should always have paper ready, but I don't. Hold on a second. Let me grab paper, and I'll show you some cut test here. Okay. Now, as I said originally with my bug video, don't let a teeny tiny knife fool you. Just because it's small doesn't mean it can't do the job. For a tiny little blade, it will work just as good as any other knife. So yes, they come razor sharp just like any other Spyderco. That shouldn't be a surprise at this point. Anyway, yeah, the HoneyBee, very cool. The full length here, I believe, is 3 5/8 inches long. So it's not huge, but it is bigger than the original bug. So now the next question is, well, which one do I get for my keys? Well, in my opinion, I think when you go with a smaller knife, if it's for your keys, you should go with the smallest, so I would say probably the bug. But it doesn't really matter. If you notice, besides the bug, I also have that Boker key comp on my keys, which is perfectly fine. And to give you a size comparison with these, they're almost spot on. In fact, now I'll keep my Boker on here. I was going to say I'll put this one on here, but if I do that, then I would just take my other bug off, because there's no point in having both on here. But anyway, very cool knife. The very small design does offer a very acute tip, which is great for penetration when you first punch through that box to open it up, or your mail. In fact, it's a great little knife for opening letters. But anyway, there it is. Just give me one last comparison here between the original bug and my new HoneyBee. Very cool little knives. They are slip joints. I didn't mention that already. There's no locking mechanism on this at all. It's just a slip joint. There's not even a like a half stop or anything. It's basically closed or it's open. As far as comfort in the hands, it does feel a little bit more comfortable just because you have a little bit more handle to hold on to, and you can see there's the beginning of a third groove here for your fingers. Spyderco does it like no other company. Their finger choils along the whole handle always fits so nicely in the hand. It just melts to your fingers. I mean, look at the grooves there. They've always been really spot on with that. As far as ergonomics, they definitely have the best ergonomics as a whole, you know, as a company. Of course, different knife companies have different models that feel good. Some are okay, some aren't that great. But generally speaking, Spyderco has the best ergonomics on knife handles. And this is definitely not an exception to that rule. So anyway, the HoneyBee, it's a very cool knife. As far as price, around $20. It really depends on where you get it. You can find a little bit cheaper. I'd say $15 to $18, generally speaking. But, you know, always shop around for the best price. And that's pretty much it, the HoneyBee. It's a very cool little knife. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.